Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I recently went book shopping, even though this is literally my physical TBR. I have a lot of books I want to read. And then my digital TBR is even longer. So yeah, it's just like a problem at this rate. I don't know. I love buying books. I feel like I get like a good dopamine hit every time I purchase a book. So I got a couple. So Target was having buy one get one half off. So I got a couple from Target, and then I love Barnes and Noble. I will end up there most of the time for no reason. And so I was there as well just because I had money to spend, even though I have no money to spend, but I want to anyways. So here we are with a stack. These are a bunch of books I've seen other YouTubers, I guess, talk about them and like them, as well as it's been really popular on TikTok. A bunch of them have. And I'm so behind the trends for so many books because I just I'm too lazy to go to the store and actually get them when they're trending. And then I just get them later on and miss literally the whole what everyone was talking about just because I don't know, I don't want to read it when it's super hyped up. I want to read it for myself in my own time when I know I'm not gonna have some stupid opinion about it or whatever. But anyways, this is my read shelf. So these are literally all the books I've read so far. If I don't like a book, if a book does not get more than 3 stars, the book is not staying on my shelf. I usually get rid of it pretty quickly. I donate it or give it to someone else in any way because I rather not have it if I'm not going to read it again. Where all of these are books that I'd most likely open again or recommend to people, so that's why I keep them there. Anyways, into the book haul we go. A Fate Inked in Blood. I feel like I first saw this on Book of the Month, and I didn't get it because I was a little worried. And I saw other YouTubers had it, and it seemed really interesting. So let's read this. Found in an unwanted marriage, Freya spends her days gutting fish, but dreams of becoming a warrior and of putting an axe in her boorish husband's back. Freya's dreams abruptly become reality when her husband betrays her to the region's Jarl, landing her in a fight to the death against his son. To survive, Freya is forced to reveal her deepest secret. She possesses a drop of goddess's blood, which makes her a shield maiden with magic capable of repelling any attack, and it's been foretold that such magic will unite the fractured nation of Scotland beneath the one who controls the shield maiden's fate. Believing he's destined to rule Scotland as king, the fanatical Jarl binds Freya with a blood oath and orders Bjorn to protect her from their enemies. Desperate to prove her strength, Freya must train to fight and learn to control her magic, all while facing parallel tests set by the gods. The greatest test of all, however, may be resisting her forbidden attraction to Bjorn. If Freya succumbs to her lust for the charming and fierce warrior, she risks not only her own destiny, but the fate of all the people she has sworn to protect. That sounds pretty interesting to me. Next book I got was Divine Rivals, which I feel like I'm so behind because there's a second book, Ruthless Vows, that I've literally know nothing about. I don't know anything about this book, but it says it obviously all has stuff with the gods and rivals and stuff like that. I'm just excited to read all these books. If I'm quite honest, I'm in such a fantasy mood recently, just with everything I'm reading. I always want to be fantasy, and it's because I literally am so bored in my own life right now. But yeah. Next is None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. I was just watching, oh god, I think it was Sarah Caroli talk about this book. It says Josie's life appears to be strange and complicated, and though Alex finds her insulting. She can't quite resist the temptation to keep going on the project. Slowly, she starts to realize that Josie is hiding some very dark secrets, and before she knows it, Josie has inveigled her way into Alex's life and into her home. But as quickly as she had arrived, Josie Fair disappears. Only then does Alex discover that Josie has left a terrifying legacy in her wake, and that Alex has become the subject of her own true crime podcast, with her life and her family lives in grave danger. So it's like figuring out, I guess, what the truth is and what isn't from this girl Josie, what she says, and the main character Alex is figuring out so she can protect herself and her family. That's what I got from it. Next book I got was Butcher and Blackbird. This is all from Target. It's like amazing. I honestly don't know much about it, but the cover is something I like, so I thought I'd, check it out. Then I have We Were Liars, which I have like the second one, Family of Liars, on my shelf, and I read this first one when a long time ago. Like, I was super young, so I don't remember it at all, so I decided to get it again so that before I read the second one, which is like a prequel, I guess, I can read this one and have a better understanding of it, I feel. But then the next book I got was Powerful, which is a novella from Powerless, which I haven't even read Powerless yet, but everyone seems to obsess over this series so much that I was like, I'll probably obsess over it as well, so I bought it. And Powerless is on my TBR for May, so I'm hoping I get to it, but it's literally like the last book I want to get to, because I know Reckless, I believe, comes out in July, I think it is. So part of me is where it is like, keep pushing it off so that when the second book comes out, I can just sort of binge the whole thing all at once, the first and the second and this novella. But I don't know if that will actually happen. Then I have Home is Where the Bodies Are. I've never read this author before, but it says after their mother passes, 3 estranged siblings reunite to sort out her estate. Beth, the oldest, never left home. She stayed with her mom, caring for her until the very end. Nicole, the middle child, has been kept at arm's length due to her ongoing battle with a serious drug addiction. Michael, the youngest, lives out of state and has been back to their small Wisconsin town since their father ran out on them 7 years before. While going through their parents' belongings, the siblings stumble upon a collection of home videos and decide to revisit those happier memories. However, the nostalgia is cut short when one of the VHS tapes reveals a night back in 1999 that none of them have any recollection of. On the screen, their father appears covered in blood. What follows is a dead body and a pact between their parents to get rid of it before the video abruptly ends. The siblings must now decide whether to leave the past in the past or uncover their dark secret their mother took to her grave. Also, I feel like any book that has the title written like this on it, is gonna be a good book. They chose that writing for a reason. It's gonna be a thriller. Your heart's gonna be racing. So I feel like you can't just not read it. You know what I mean? Then I got The Reparents of Rachel Price. I think Haley Femme was talking about this on her YouTube channel. Basically, 18-year-old Belle has lived her whole life in the shadow of her mom's mysterious... Oh, it is her mom. So 16 years ago, Rachel Price vanished, and Belle was the only person to witness it. But she has no memory of it, and her mom is presumed dead. Then they go on this true crime documentary. Belle wants it to finish, and then Rachel Price, her mom, reappears, and life will never be normal again. Rachel has an unbelievable story about what happened to her, unbelievable because Belle isn't sure it's real. If Rachel's is lying, then where has she been all this time, and could she be dangerous? With the camera still rolling, Belle must uncover the truth about her mother and find out why Rachel Price came back from the dead. And Holly Jackson, I feel never fails in her books. I mean, Five Survive, she's written Five Survive, I feel like was like everyone's favorite book last year around this time. And from Barnes & Noble onto this, the one thing I think is not my favorite about shopping books at Target is I'm a paperback girl. I love paperback books. I hate hardcover. And like all of Target's books are hardcover usually. So it's like really difficult for me to be okay with buying them, but I couldn't not do the sale, you know what I mean? Like it was like calling my name. So it will work out. I'll get used to it, but it's definitely not my favorite thing to hold on to. I just feel like it's hard to read them. I feel like they're so like, I don't know. I bend it. I don't care. I'm gonna pop that baby open so fat so I can read it. But yeah. Anyways, on to the next. Everyone in my family has killed someone. It says, everyone in my family has killed someone. Some of us, the high achievers, have killed more than once. I'm not trying to be dramatic, but it is the truth. Some of us are good, others are bad, and some just unfortunate. Have I killed someone? Yes, I have. Who was it? Let's get started. And then it goes, like, I'm pretty sure it, like, splits it into, like, so it's, like, her father, the brother has a section. So it's, like, each of them, the family members, has their own section, which I'm assuming is, like, their own killing time, I guess. So, yeah, because then it says my brother, my stepsister, my wife. Oh, it's a guy. Oopsie, I did. My brother, my stepsister, my wife, my father, my mother, my sister-in-law, my uncle, my stepfather, my aunt, and me. So all of them have killed someone, so basically retelling, I guess, some of the stories of it, I'm assuming. That's what I'm getting from it. I don't know, I might be wrong. I couldn't really tell you. Then I have Win, Lose, Kill, Die, which is the students of the elite Morton Academy are high achievers. So when a series of murders targets the school's best and brightest, everyone suspects that the killer is someone willing to do whatever it takes to get the coveted title of head girl. But who? Is it a member of a secret society that some students have sworn allegiance to, someone in a creepy cult, or even a teacher with a sinister past? Liz, Taylor, Kat, Marcus, and Cole need to find the truth, and quickly. It's do or die. I feel like for me, anything that's like in a school situation, like where the location is like around a school, I like get kicks out of. I find it so interesting because my schools were so boring. Like it was just public school, and I feel like you read stories like this and you're like, God, I wish this was my life. Like, I wish I had something like actually going on, which is bad because obviously I don't want people to die around me, but it would have, made something a little more interesting. And then I got the first book in this series, The Naturals. Jennifer Lynn Barnes wrote the Inheritance Games series, and then she has like 2 books that are like related but more standalone, not actually in the series, that I've absolutely loved. Like I loved her writing in it. I loved the characters of it. So I decided to move on to another series that she's written, which is about teenagers as well. And it says cold cases are about to get hot. So it's a bunch of teenagers who have unusual gifts who I guess work for the FBI to solve some cold cases. And this is giving Criminal Minds vibes. I think I've read that somewhere that it gives Criminal Minds vibes but with teenagers. So I'm a huge fan of Criminal Minds, so I'm 100% down to read it. Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. I don't know anything about this book besides it's really pretty. Like, look how pretty this is. And then the original cover, I think when I first saw it, was like purple instead, and it's just like so stunning. I'm excited. I feel like anything that's like so far out there that's not true is like A good book. Okay. Thieves Gambit. If I'm honest, I picked this up because it looked like the Inheritance Games covers of that whole series. So that's why I ended up getting it. Apparently, it's like a family of thieves. So so she's planning her escape from her family business of thieving, and the job goes wrong when her mom gets kidnapped. So she enters this competition that brings together the world's best thieves to pull off increasingly daring and dangerous heists for the tantalizing prize of one wish for anything at all. Her competitors are ruthless and will stop at nothing to win, even killing one's opponents isn't exactly against the rules. To claim victory, not only will Ross have to outclass the best of the best, but she'll also have to stay alive. Filled with slick action and an exhilarating twist and turn, this adventure is a delicious adrenaline rush that will keep you guessing and wanting more. I'm an adrenaline junkie, so sounds perfect to me. Next, I got Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Alderton. I've not necessarily like seen a lot of people read this or talk about it, but I keep seeing it where people are like, read this book and it will change your life. Like, you have to read this book at least once in your lifetime, sort of thing, which is why I got it. No promises on actually liking it, I feel. So we'll see how it goes. Because it literally says a memoir. I'm not a memoir person. I think we've been over this. It takes me forever to read them, and I never enjoy them in any way. So yeah, we're gonna see. That's gonna be a probably take forever book. Next, I got Once Upon a Broken Heart. It says Evangeline Fox has always believed in true love and happy endings until she learns that the love of her life will marry another. Desperate to stop the wedding, Evangeline strikes a deal with the charismatic, immortal Prince of Heart. But she soon discovers that bargaining with the Prince of Heart is a dangerous game. He has plans for Evangeline, plans that will either end in the greatest happily ever after, or the most exquisite tragedy. I'm pretty sure this is the author of Carvel, which I haven't even read yet. It's literally on my May TBR. But I've heard great things. Literally, all of these books I've just picked up because I've heard like great things about it. If I'm gonna look at this right now, I'm gonna predict that the Prince of Hearts or whatever and her are gonna end up getting together at some point because it's a 3-book series, I think. So I think that's gonna end up happening, but don't quote me on it because I'm theorizing at the moment. Last book I got was What Once Was Mine, which is a retelling of Tangled. So it says, what if Rapunzel's mother drank a potion from the wrong flower? So it's a twisted tale of that story that we all love, that is Tangled. So it starts pretty much the same way. It says, desperate to save the life of their queen and her unborn child, the good citizens of the kingdom comb the land for the all-healing sundrop flower to cure her. But someone mistakenly picks the blossom of the moondrop instead. This shimmering flower heals the queen, and she delivers a healthy baby girl with hair as silver and shining as the moon. But along with her mysterious hair comes dangerous magical powers, the power to hurt, not heal. For the safety of the kingdom, Rapunzel is locked away in a tower and put under the care of the powerful good wife, Mother Gothel. For 19 years, Rapunzel stays imprisoned in her tower, knowing she must protect everyone from her magical hair. When she finally decides to leave the only home she's ever known to see the floating lights that appear on her birthday, she gets caught up in an unexpected adventure with 2 thieves, a would-be outlaw named Gina and Flynn Riordan, a rogue on the run. Before she can reach her happy ending, Rapunzel learns that there is far more to her story, her magical hair, and her future than she ever knew. So, I guess in this, Mother Gothel seems to be good. Flynn Riordan isn't the only person she ends up with, I guess, on an adventure with. She ends up with Gina, whoever that is, as well. And then we also learn more about what this magical flower did to her. So it's literally just a retelling of the story that we all love on Disney, but I've am doing a book bingo in my reading journal, and one of them is a retelling of some sort like that. So that's why I got it. And this Disney sort of has, like, it's called a twisted tale. They have a bunch of retellings of like every story. So when I was at Barnes and Noble, I was looking at all of them, and Tangled is my favorite of all time, which is why I decided to get that one. So yeah, who knows when I'll actually end up getting to read these. They'll probably be read before literally anything else on my shelf because that's just how I am usually, and I or I will just end up buying new ones. So yeah, we'll see. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe if you will, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.